Psychodynamic therapy, rooted in psychoanalytic theory, emphasizes the importance of unconscious processes and childhood experiences in shaping behavior and personality. One of the central concepts of this approach is psychological defenses, which are unconscious mechanisms that protect the individual from anxiety and the awareness of internal or external dangers or stressors. Here are some of the primary psychological defenses identified within this framework. Repression is a fundamental concept in psychodynamic theory, particularly within the works of Sigmund Freud, who considered it the cornerstone of defense mechanisms. It involves the unconscious process of pushing disturbing wishes, ideas, memories, or emotions from conscious awareness to the unconscious mind. This mechanism serves to alleviate anxiety and protect the individual from psychological distress by preventing threatening or unacceptable thoughts and feelings from entering consciousness. Characteristics of repression include being an unconscious process, meaning individuals are unaware they are using it. This distinguishes it from deliberate avoidance or suppression, where the individual consciously tries not to think about something. Selective forgetfulness is another characteristic, where repressed memories are not erased, but are kept out of conscious awareness. These repressed memories can resurface under certain circumstances, such as therapy or particular triggers. Repression is considered a primary defense mechanism because it is seen as paving the way for the operation of other defense mechanisms. For example, projection may be seen as an outcome of repressing unacceptable feelings about oneself and then attributing them to others. Despite criticisms, repression remains a central concept in understanding the dynamics of the unconscious mind in psychodynamic therapy. It highlights the complexity of human psychology, emphasizing the lengths to which individuals might go unconsciously to protect themselves from psychological pain. Exploring repressed material is often crucial to resolving deep-seated emotional conflicts and promoting psychological healing and growth. Denial is a psychological defense mechanism in which an individual refuses to acknowledge or accept the reality of a situation or experience despite overwhelming evidence. It serves as a way to protect oneself from the pain, anxiety, or discomfort associated with acknowledging unpleasant truths or realities. Denial can operate on both a conscious and unconscious level, allowing individuals to maintain a sense of normalcy or avoid dealing with difficult emotions or responsibilities. Characteristics of denial include avoidance of reality, where denial involves ignoring or refusing to believe certain aspects of reality. This can range from denying personal problems, such as addiction or mental health issues, to denying external realities, such as the illness of a loved one. In some contexts, denial can serve as a temporary coping mechanism, giving individuals time to adjust to painful or stressful situations. However, prolonged denial can lead to negative consequences and prevent personal growth or the resolution of issues. The use of denial can vary significantly among individuals and situations. Some people deny small or minor issues, while others deny significant life events or personal characteristics. Considerations. While denial can serve as a protective mechanism, excessive or prolonged denial can have adverse effects on an individual's mental health and interpersonal relationships. It can prevent the acknowledgement of problems that require attention and action, leading to compounded issues over time. In therapeutic settings, gently challenging denial and helping individuals confront their realities can be essential. The goal is to support them in moving past denial to address underlying issues, promoting healthier coping strategies and emotional resilience. Understanding denial in various forms and contexts is crucial for recognizing when it may hinder rather than help, enabling individuals and those around them to seek appropriate support and intervention. Projection is a defense mechanism identified within psychodynamic psychology, whereby individuals unconsciously attribute their unacceptable thoughts, feelings, emotions, or motives to another person. This mechanism serves as a way to externalize one's internal conflicts without having to confront them directly, thus reducing anxiety and allowing the individual to avoid recognizing these qualities within themselves. Characteristics of projection include externalization of internal conflicts, where projection involves taking qualities, desires, or emotions unacceptable to one's self-image and ascribing them to others. For example, a person who harbors hostility might accuse others of hostility. Through projection, individuals can distort or misinterpret the behaviors, motivations, or attributes of others based on their repressed qualities. This can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts in relationships. Like many defense mechanisms, projection operates unconsciously. Individuals are not typically aware that they are projecting their unacceptable feelings onto others. Dealing with projection involves recognizing and addressing projection by developing self-awareness and engaging in introspection to understand the roots of one's feelings and impulses. In therapy, individuals are helped to see how they might be projecting onto others and are encouraged to confront and deal with their internal conflicts directly. This process can lead to healthier interpersonal relationships and a more cohesive self-image. Understanding projection can also improve empathy and communication, encouraging individuals to consider how their unresolved issues might affect their perceptions of others. By acknowledging and working through the underlying causes of projection, individuals can achieve greater emotional maturity and reduce reliance on this defense mechanism. In conclusion, while projection is a widely recognized and valuable concept for understanding certain aspects of human behavior, it is essential to be aware of its limitations and criticisms. Balancing the psychodynamic perspective with insights from other psychological disciplines and empirical research can provide a more comprehensive understanding of projection and its role in human psychology. Displacement is a defense mechanism in psychodynamic psychology where an individual redirects their emotional feelings from the source of the emotion to a safer substitute target. This mechanism helps individuals manage their feelings and impulses by allowing them to express them in a context with less risk of negative consequences. Displacement can involve any emotional reaction, such as anger, frustration, or sexual desire. Recognizing displacement involves reflecting on one's reactions and understanding the authentic sources of emotions. Therapy can help individuals identify displacement patterns and develop healthier ways of expressing and dealing with feelings. Strategies might include direct communication. Learning to address issues and emotions directly with the source, when appropriate, can reduce the need for displacement. Stress management techniques. Adopting stress management techniques, such as relaxation exercises, meditation, or engaging in hobbies, can help manage emotional responses more effectively. Healthy outlets. Finding healthy outlets for emotions, such as physical exercise, creative expression, or talking to a trusted friend or therapist, can provide alternative ways to cope with emotions without resorting to displacement. Understanding and addressing displacement can improve emotional regulation, healthier relationships, and well-being. By recognizing when displacement occurs and working through the emotions associated with the source, individuals can learn to express their feelings more constructively and consciously. While displacement is a concept that has its criticisms, particularly concerning empirical evidence and the risk of oversimplification, it also provides valuable insights into human behavior and emotional processing. Acknowledging these criticisms and considerations can enhance the application of displacement in therapeutic settings and understanding human psychology more broadly. Regression is a psychological defense mechanism that entails reverting to an earlier stage of development when faced with stress, anxiety, or conflict. This unconscious process can manifest through behaviors, thoughts, or feelings that are more characteristic of a younger age, offering temporary relief from the discomfort of current challenges by retreating to a period perceived as safer or less complicated. Characteristics of regression include reversion to earlier behaviors. Individuals may display behaviors typical of an earlier developmental stage when regressing. For example, an adult may start thumb-sucking, a behavior typically associated with childhood during extreme stress. Temporary escape from adult responsibilities. Regression temporarily escapes adult pressures and responsibilities. It allows an individual to retreat to a state where life was, at least in memory, more straightforward and less demanding. Unconscious mechanism. Like other defense mechanisms, regression operates unconsciously. Individuals may not be aware they are regressing or may not understand the reasons behind their regressive behavior. Examples and implications include stressful situations. In the face of significant stress, such as during a high-pressure work project or a major life transition, an individual might regress to adolescent behaviors, such as throwing tantrums or relying excessively on parental figures for support. Illness or dependency. During illness, some adults may exhibit regressive behaviors like whining or dependency, seeking the level of care and attention they received as children. Emotional comfort. Engaging in childhood hobbies or watching favorite movies from one's youth during times of distress can be a form of regression that comforts and reassures the individual. Coping with regression involves recognizing and addressing regression by understanding the stressors or emotional conflicts that trigger this defense mechanism and finding healthier ways to cope with these challenges. Awareness and acknowledgement. The first step in coping with regression is recognizing the behavior and its triggers. Acknowledging that regression is a stress response can help individuals seek more constructive solutions. Developing healthy coping strategies. Building a repertoire of healthy coping mechanisms such as stress management techniques, emotional expression through talking or creative activities, and problem-solving skills can reduce the reliance on regression. Seeking support. Talking to a therapist or counselor can provide insights into regressive behaviors and underlying issues. Supportive relationships with friends and family can also offer comfort and reassurance without the need for regressive behaviors. Self-care. Engaging in self-care practices that promote physical, emotional, and mental well-being can help individuals manage stress more effectively and reduce the need to regress. While regression can offer temporary relief from anxiety or stress, reliance on this defense mechanism can hinder personal growth and the ability to cope with adult responsibilities. Recognizing when regression occurs and adopting healthier coping strategies can help individuals face their challenges more directly and constructively. While regression as a defense mechanism faces challenges regarding empirical validation and the potential for over-pathologizing normal behaviors, it also provides a framework for understanding certain behaviors in stress, development, and therapy. Acknowledging the criticisms and applying the concept with sensitivity to cultural and contextual factors can enhance its utility in psychological practice. Rationalization is a defense mechanism identified within psychodynamic theory. It occurs when an individual justifies behaviors or feelings with seemingly logical, plausible explanations, often ignoring the true motives or factors behind their behavior. This mechanism allows individuals to preserve their self-esteem by masking the true motivations behind their actions, which might be socially unacceptable, irrational, or uncomfortable to acknowledge. Characteristics of rationalization include justification of behavior. Individuals using rationalization explain away their actions, decisions, or feelings with rational or logical reasons, even if these reasons are not the actual driving forces. Self-deception. Rationalization involves a form of self-deception, as the individual truly believes in the rationality of their explanations, avoiding the need to confront uncomfortable truths about their behavior or desires. Mitigation of guilt and cognitive dissonance. This defense mechanism helps mitigate feelings of guilt, shame, or cognitive dissonance, an uncomfortable feeling caused by holding two contradictory beliefs simultaneously. By finding a rational explanation, the discomfort is eased. Dealing with rationalization involves develop self-awareness. Becoming more aware of one's thoughts, behaviors, and discrepancies can help identify when rationalization is at play. Seek honest feedback. Friends, family, or therapists can provide outside perspectives on one's rationalizations, helping to challenge and correct self-deceptive narratives. Confront discomfort. Learning to confront uncomfortable truths directly can reduce the need to rationalize. This often involves developing coping strategies for guilt, shame, or cognitive dissonance. Reflective practices. Engaging in reflective practices such as journaling or mindfulness can help individuals recognize their rationalizations and explore the emotions or motivations they are attempting to avoid. While rationalization can protect self-esteem, it often prevents individuals from fully engaging with their personal growth and addressing underlying issues. Acknowledging and working through the reasons behind one's actions and feelings, rather than masking them with rationalizations, can lead to more authentic and fulfilling experiences. Considerations for rationalization include awareness and insight. Despite the criticisms, rationalization is recognized as a significant concept in understanding human psychology. Awareness of one's rationalizations can lead to greater self-insight and personal growth, as it can reveal underlying beliefs, fears, or desires that influence behavior. Therapeutic utility. In therapeutic settings, gently challenging a client's rationalizations can be beneficial. It can help clients confront brutal truths and develop more adaptive coping mechanisms, leading to healthier psychological outcomes. Differentiating between adaptive and maladaptive. It is essential to distinguish between adaptive and maladaptive rationalizations. Some levels of rationalization can be adaptive, helping individuals cope with disappointment or failure. However, persistent avoidance of reality through rationalization can hinder personal development and problem-solving capabilities. Integrative approaches. Integrating the concept of rationalization with other psychological theories and evidence-based practices can provide a more comprehensive understanding of an individual's behavior. For example, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can help individuals identify and modify irrational beliefs that may underlie rationalizations, promoting more realistic and adaptive thinking patterns. While rationalization has faced criticism for its subjective nature and the challenges in distinguishing it from reasonable explanations, it remains a valuable concept for exploring the complexities of human thought and behavior. Understanding and addressing rationalizations can increase self-awareness, personal growth, and more effective coping strategies. Sublimation is a defense mechanism proposed in psychodynamic theory, notably by Sigmund Freud, as a mature and adaptive way of dealing with unconscious impulses and emotions. It involves redirecting these impulses from their original, socially unacceptable aims into socially acceptable behaviors that are often productive or beneficial. Sublimation is considered one of the most constructive defense mechanisms because it can lead to positive outcomes for both the individual and society. Sublimation is generally seen as a healthy way to cope with impulses and emotions. Encouraging the development of hobbies, interests, and passions can facilitate sublimation. For individuals seeking to understand better and harness this mechanism, therapy or counseling can provide insight into unconscious impulses and help them find constructive outlets. Since sublimation can lead to personal growth and societal contributions, it is often encouraged as a strategy for dealing with negative emotions or destructive impulses. Recognizing and fostering one's capacities for sublimation can enhance emotional well-being and foster a sense of fulfillment. While sublimation is considered a positive and adaptive defense mechanism, it is not without its criticisms and complexities. Acknowledging these considerations can help in the nuanced application and understanding of sublimation within psychological practice and personal growth. Reaction formation is a defense mechanism proposed in psychodynamic theory, where an individual unconsciously transforms an unacceptable or anxiety-inducing impulse into its opposite. This mechanism allows people to hide the reality of their feelings or desires from themselves and others by adopting behaviors, attitudes, or feelings that are opposed to what they feel or desire. Reaction formation serves to cope with conflict between internal impulses and external prohibitions or societal norms. Addressing reaction formation involves recognizing the defense mechanism and understanding the underlying impulses it seeks to mask. Therapy can be a valuable space for exploring these unconscious processes. Through psychoanalytic or psychodynamic therapy, individuals can gain insight, develop an awareness of the disowned feelings and desires behind the reaction formation, process and accept unacceptable impulses, work towards acknowledging and accepting these impulses in a non-judgmental environment. Understand that having specific thoughts or feelings does not necessitate acting on them. Develop authenticity. Gradually replace overcompensated behaviors with more genuine interactions and expressions of emotion, leading to more authentic relationships with oneself and others. Learn healthier coping strategies. Identify and practice healthier ways to deal with anxiety, conflict, and unacceptable impulses that do not involve converting these feelings into their opposite. Understanding and working through the dynamics of reaction formation can lead to a greater acceptance of oneself, reducing the need for such defenses and promoting healthier, more authentic ways of relating to one's inner experiences and external relationships. While sublimation faces criticism regarding its empirical support and conceptual clarity, its role in promoting adaptive coping strategies and facilitating personal and social development is widely acknowledged. The concept remains helpful in understanding human behavior and guiding therapeutic practices. Identification is a psychological defense mechanism in which an individual adopts another person's attitudes, behaviors, or characteristics, especially someone they consider superior or in a position of authority. This mechanism can help individuals cope with feelings of insecurity or inferiority by allowing them to feel as though they are more capable or significant, by associating with or emulating the other person. Identification is crucial in forming one's identity and can influence various psychological processes. By delving into these unconscious processes, therapy can reveal how individuals protect themselves from psychological distress, which is crucial for understanding behavior and emotional responses. Identifying and addressing these mechanisms enables individuals to gain insight into their actions and underlying motivations, leading to greater self-awareness. This process not only helps in resolving deep-seated emotional conflicts, but also promotes healthier coping strategies, facilitating psychological growth and improving overall mental health. Through this exploration, therapy assists in transforming maladaptive defenses into more constructive behaviors, enhancing an individual's capacity to deal with life's challenges more effectively.